Hello, Townships, and welcome to the 1308 Report, brought to you by the Ohio Township Association. I'm Heidi, Executive Director, filling in for Kyle this week. Today, we are breaking down the final version of House Bill 96, the state operating budget for fiscal years 2026 and 2027. The final bill was negotiated by a conference committee made up of 3 House and 3 Senate members. The House passed the conference report by a vote of 59 to 38, while the Senate passed it 23 to 10. Notably, no Democrats voted in favor of the bill in either chamber, something we haven't seen since 2001. On June 30th, Governor DeWine signed House Bill 96 and vetoed 67 of the items included. This is the largest number of vetoes he has used since becoming governor in 2019. Most fiscal provisions are effective July 1st, while most non-fiscal items are effective in 90 days or September 28th. As with all budget bills, House Bill 96 is expansive, so let's break it down. There are several provisions that directly affect Ohio's townships, including 2 OTA legislative priorities. The first one, local liquor options. This will now require a local option petitioner for alcohol sales to pay the entire ballot cost of an election when there is no candidate or issue on the ballot. The second OTA priority deals with burial permit fees. Currently, the Ohio burial permit fee is $3, with $1 going to the cemetery grant program. House Bill 96 increases the fee to $10, with $6 going to the grant program. Nice increase. Moving on, other OTA supported provisions include local government fund. The bill increases the LGF by 0.05%, taking it from 1.7% to 1.75% of the state's GRF. Fire department grants. In addition to current funding for fire department grants, the bill provides an additional $8 million for departments and counties with populations of 70,000 or less. Brownfield remediation. It increases the Brownfield remediation fund by $25 million per fiscal year for site cleanup and redevelopment, which townships can participate in. OPWC, small villages and townships. It raises from 10% to 12% the amount allocated to the OPWC Small Villages and Townships Fund and earmarks $10 million in fiscal year 26 for projects in townships. Public Records Law clarifies that personal notes of officials and employees are not public records. Adult use marijuana retains current law that allocates 36% of the 10% tax on marijuana in perpetuity to the host community cannabis fund for townships and municipalities that have dispensaries in their community. In a departure from current law, all other revenue is credited to the state's general revenue fund. Now to additional provisions impacting township operations. Pay increases. The bill increases elected official pay from 1.75% to 5% through 2029. It removes the cost of living adjustments after 2030. Please note, elected officials, including townships, may not take a midterm pay increase. The OTA will be publishing the new compensation chart for 2026 and an FAQ on this provision soon. Mega Project Community Reinvestment Area. The bill allows for a legislative authority, like a township, to extend a community reinvestment area for a site with a mega project, as defined in Revised Code 122.17, or a future mega project for up to 30 years. Video public records allows a county prosecuting attorney's office to charge preparation fees for video public records, similar to the authority already granted to state and local law enforcement agencies. Battery-charged fences prohibits a township from banning a battery-charged fence, but a township can require permits or fees for such installation. State income tax phases down the state income tax to a flat rate of 2.75% over a 2-year period. The state will see revenue losses of $529 million in fiscal year 26, and the state's GRF would bear 96.6% of the loss, with the remaining 3.4% revenue loss split between the local government fund and the public library fund. Property tax abatement. permits a township to apply within 1 year for an abatement of delinquent property taxes owed by the township on township-owned land. Township zoning referendum. To referendum a zoning matter, the bill increases the number of valid signatures needed from 15% to 35% of the total vote cast in the last gubernatorial election, and exempts from referendum procedures any township zoning amendments related to mega projects. The OTA did formally request Governor DeWine veto these provisions, but they did remain in the bill. Auditor of State Provisions requires township fiscal officers to retain documentation of required completed continuing education courses. It also requires the Auditor of State to audit for compliance with the continuing education courses. Resort tax allows municipalities and townships to increase resort area taxes to 2% or 2.5% if approved by the electors. Resort area is defined in Revised Code Section 5739.101. Cybersecurity programs mandates all political subdivisions to adopt cybersecurity plans. The Auditor of State will be releasing a bulletin as well as an article in an upcoming OTA magazine on this provision. Fiscal emergency receivership. A board of trustees may request to the Attorney General for the creation of a receivership if the township is in fiscal emergency for a period of 10 consecutive years or twice in a 10-year period. Residential economic development districts provides grants for subdivisions like townships within 20 miles of major economic development projects to provide housing, utilities, and tax abatements. Now, of course, not every provision in the budget aligns with township interests. One area of concern is the County Budget Commission provision in House Bill 96. While it keeps the county prosecutor on the County Budget Commission, it now allows a county commissioner to serve as an alternate if the prosecutor recuses themselves, which could be a conflict of interest. Additionally, political subdivisions will now be required to disclose all funds in their control and mandates that the Budget Commission provide testimony to the public on how inside millage is allocated. Governor DeWine partially vetoed language that would have allowed the Budget Commission to reduce millage on any voter-approved levy or restricted reductions only to levies that generated less revenue than the prior year. On a positive note, one provision was vetoed entirely: replacement levies. The bill would have eliminated replacement levies after January 1, 2026, but that was vetoed by the governor. So, when it comes to property taxes and levies, what's next? Governor DeWine, in his veto message, announced he will be convening a working group in the coming weeks to develop recommendations for providing meaningful property tax relief while still ensuring townships and other public entities can deliver essential services. The General Assembly does have the authority to consider veto overrides. We learned just this morning that the House plans to convene on July 21st at 11 a.m. to vote on overriding the governor's vetoes of the County Budget Commission language and the replacement levy provisions. Each vetoed provision will be considered separately and must receive a 3/5 majority in both chambers to be overridden. That means 60 votes in the House and 20 votes in the Senate. The OTA strongly encourages you to contact your House and Senate representatives to express opposition to overriding vetoes related to the County Budget Commission and eliminating replacement levies. That's your 1308 report on House Bill 96, the state operating budget. As always, the OTA remains committed to advocating for efficient, effective local government and ensuring township voices are heard. For more information, please visit our website and subscribe to the OTA's legislative alerts. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected. Thank you for all you do for Ohio's townships, and we will see you back here next week on the 1308 Report.